Wow. You guys? Sorry, testing 1, 2, motherfucking 3. What is going on? I feel like I kind of left my baby. I feel like I abandoned my child at a fire station, you being the baby, my podcast being the baby, fire station being out in the world. I was a reckless mother. I left you guys to die, and that is not my intention. I was just going through it. The last 2 months, I've been very fucking busy. There's certain things that we can get into, and there's certain things that I'm gonna leave with my therapist that I do see on Wednesdays. I do see her on Wednesdays. So that's what we're gonna leave there. But you guys, in case you fucking forgot, welcome back to Main Character with Yasmin. I am your host, Mommy, you're Yasmin. I'm so excited to be back, you guys. I feel like I forgot how to fucking podcast. Today's a bit manic. I feel so many emotions. Like, is today a good day? Because yesterday was shit. I feel like every day for the last 2.5 months almost, it's been a wave. I've had to listen. If there's one thing I'm writing, it is waves of emotions. Every single day. So I'm just so excited to be back. I feel like I really feel like I was missing something the last couple months, and that was doing this podcast, because you guys mean so much to me. Like, even though like this is like not like a unwell podcast, even though Alex Cooper called me, this is one of the most important things in my life, and I am never giving this up. The haters fucking wish. So should we, guys, dare I say, discuss what's going on in the world? Should we discuss what has been missed in the past 2.5 months? I think the biggest thing is Brat summer. Yes. Let's ride. And listen, Brat summer is for every single person. Brat summer is for if you're in a relationship, if you're single, with your friends, with your family. Brat summer is a verb. Actually, it is an action. It is a living action thing. What does Brat Summer entail? Okay, so Club Classics and Guess are on loop at all hours. Like, I'm listening to my brown noise is Guess by Charlie XCX. My brown noise, how I fall asleep, is listening to fucking Brat, the deluxe edition, every single night. Don't believe me. Literally don't believe me, but it's true. What does a Brat Summer entail? Shall we dive in? Marlboro Reds. Vaping is out. I want cigarettes. I want your lungs to be filled with fucking smoke. You can regret it the next morning. White tank tops, nipples out to the mat. Literally me right now. White tank tops, nipples out, everything's going hard, makeup from the night before. I want you to wake up with smudged mascara. Forget taking them. No Neutrogena wipes. This podcast is a Neutrogena wipe free zone. Unless they want to sponsor me, I will take you in. But what we want a wine glass in hand. We want to be bumping it. We want it bumping, bumps. I don't condone drugs, but we need to be bumping it. We want sweat. We want dirty sweat. We want poppers. We want eye bags. We want almost like the no makeup grunge look. I want black. That is what a Brat summer is. Neon. Almost like you're living in Tumblr, like in 2014. Like, that is the era. What's out? Espresso martinis, vaping, gone with the fucking wind. Dainty baby jewelry. Shut up. Literally shut the fuck up. We want gone. I want silver and gold mixing. I don't want any of this like Amazon, like gold, like, okay, 1998, I was born. Shut up. Literally, that's not Brat summer. Cans. Sleep. Sleep is for the fucking weak. No more sleeping. I think one of the biggest things in the last 2.5 months for me is realizing, like, I've just been going out more, and it's not even about like drinking or getting fucked up. Like, I still am not a big fan of alcohol. Like, that's just not, I just don't fancy it. It's more of like, I've been with my friends a lot more, and like being outside and like actually enjoying New York for the first time I think for the first time since I've moved here, I actually started to fall in love with New York. I actually like am making more friends. I'm actually like feeling like I'm my own person. Like, when I walk into the subway, like, my sunglasses will stay on. Like, I feel like before, like, I was still so nervous about being perceived, whereas now I'm like, I don't actually give a fuck about what you have to say or think about me. I don't. And like, I'm not saying that as in like a bad bitch mentality. Like, a bad bitch has feelings too. A bad bitch will cry. I cried last night. But what it is more of like, I feel like I'm actually feeling like, I'm not claiming to be a New Yorker, because if I ever say that, a New Yorker will actually fucking shoot me. But I do feel like this is my city for the first time since moving here. So that has been something I'm really excited about, actually. I've been like going outside, and it's been so hot. The weather is crazy here, but like actually, like, I don't know, sitting at the park alone and like enjoying myself, reading a book, listening to a podcast. I mean, quite frankly, the last couple months, I haven't been listening to a lot of music other than like really upbeat things, because I don't want to get into like the deep bullshit of it all, but like a lot of like me sitting in silence too. Like sometimes I'll just like leave my headphones on purpose so I can just actually like listen to people talk and like eavesdrop and like notice things about people. My friends and I will go to the park in Tompkins or like in Central Park or something and just actually like guess people's circumstances. Like if like we see a couple walking, we'll be like, third date? No, second date. Okay, like moments like that with my friends, like I actually haven't done before, and finally being able to do it in New York is like the dream that I've always felt like this is like the New York I've wanted to live in. Does that make sense? A lot has changed. A lot has changed. Once again, I'm not going to go into it, but I mean, some things I will be getting into. I feel like there's a lot of feelings of indifference or anger that I have. I feel like there's been a lot of anger that I didn't know I had. And it's not like at a certain group of people or a person but I think it's like more of like I'm realizing things about my own identity that I didn't notice before. Like, for example, like I've never been like I'm a woman, like hear me roar, like girl boss, but like actually hearing what's going on in politics within the United States and like what's happening in France, what's happening in the UK and like major Western countries is really fucking scary. And especially doing that and like going through everything during Pride Month. We'll talk about Pride Month in a second. That's a whole other world we can discuss. Pride Month is Brat Summer. Pride Month does belong under the umbrella of Brat Summer, but I have my thoughts on Pride Month that we can talk about, and it's a hot fucking take, and people are going to be like, you're being N-word homophobic, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what you have to say, A. B, no. Actually, I have my opinion, and I'm going to say it and back it the fuck up. Why am I so angry today and like aggressive? I feel like I'm literally, this is the mania. This is the manic like feeling that I have where I'm just like, what is actually happening? I feel like I have like these waves of like sadness and then waves of like, ooh, glee, blissful, like Ariana Grande, Eternal Sunshine. Like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, Billie Eilish's album. Like that is the duality of women. Wow. But like going back to politics. I don't know if you guys have read the news. And here at Main Character, we read the news. And we don't read just Fox. We don't read just CNN. Those are biased motherfuckers. What we're going to be listening to is actually reading people on the ground, independent journalists. And what's happening in the United States is the Supreme Court passed a legislation that basically allows a president to be pardoned and like basically get full immunity no matter what if it's like an official thing. So basically, if Donald Trump ordered the assassination officially to kill someone, he could be pardoned for that, actually. Yeah. I'm worried about the state of our country, like with Roe versus Wade. And like, I saw that James Charles, like TikTok being like, you're the president. Why don't you just actually do something about it? Because, Charles, James, the world doesn't work like that, sweetheart. Like we actually have to like pass things through like checks and balances and like Congress and like United States representatives. But that was a lot. I feel like, after watching the presidential debate, and this whole episode's going to be basically, this is what you've missed on Glee. This whole episode is this is what you've missed on Glee. Let's actually call this episode, this is what you've missed on Glee, but it's Yasmin's head. The presidential debate scared the fuck out of me. Because you have two senile geriatric patients, but one of them is a convicted felon, and the other is just geriatric, but with like a pride flag in front. both hate the brown people, both hate the black people, but both are like, ah, ha, ha. I don't even know how to finish that sentence. Like they're both very fucking scary people. Um, and just hearing like Joe Biden like actually not be able to form a sentence, and Donald Trump lie in every sentence that he said was really like, I feel like almost like that's a metaphor of how this country is going. We don't know what the fuck's going on. And it really scares me. It really scares me because I am like, I don't know if I can live here anymore if Trump wins. And I know like there's a lot of people, and I've talked about this in prior episodes, but like I'm never going to tell a brown or black person like who to vote for when like you are the most marginalized, especially in the United States. Like I'm not going to tell like an Arab to vote for Biden when Biden is like passing billions of dollars of funding for their demise. But I'm also like the alternative is like the same thing but worse. So it's kind of like I mean I am voting for Biden. Like I am voting for a Democrat, but like it's really shitty, and I'm really frustrated with having to pick the lesser of two evils. And not to get political, I'm always going to be political. Me being alive is political. And my friend Alicia said this to me, baby, you can't say fuck politics because politics will fuck you. And not in a good way. So in that case, I have no other choice but to vote for Biden. And that's really shitty that this country, you know, is founded on like freedom and justice for all. But we're not getting that. We're not getting that at all. So that's a bit scary. And also like having all of that during Pride Month was very interesting. Let's talk about Pride Month for a sec. Pride Month, capitalists' favorite month. Basically, that's when like Target gets all their rainbow shit out. Everyone's like, yes, parade, okay, marches, which is like so important. But I think we're also forgetting that Pride is a protest still, and like what Pride was even founded on. I genuinely wanted to ask like a lot of people at Pride, like, do you know who Marsha P. Johnson is? Like I think like all the twinks are just like going out there and like being like, party poppers, like let's go, and like everyone's being messy, everyone's hooking up with their exes, everyone's like, you know, being really, you know, like unapologetically themselves, which I think is fucking beautiful and so important, especially in a climate like we're living in now. But I'm also like, are we also not forgetting what pride really means? I have never felt like pride was for me. Not that I don't feel welcomed, not that I don't feel supported in this community, but being bisexual, and I know that sounds really annoying, like, being a bisexual girl is so hard. Like it is a privilege. It is a privilege, but also at the same time, it's not. At the same time, it's like I'm too straight for queer spaces, but I'm too queer for straight spaces. So I feel like I'm getting fucked on both ends, and not, once again, not in a good way. And it's really frustrating. I was talking to my friends about it, and like my close like queer friends, like they're very like supportive and they're incredible, and they see me for my fullness. They see me for like my bisexuality, and like they know like, you know, I'm enough with that. But I was at this event, that's this like sapphic event, and I was with my friends, and I was like, I mentioned a he, him. And I was like, ugh, yeah, like this celebrity's like so hot, like, and he's a cis man. And this fucking girl goes, why the hell are you saying he, him in this place? Like, we're not doing that. That's some like, that's almost homophobic of you. Sorry? And I'm just like, not that I'm like, even like, I'm not even talking to this fucking celebrity, but like, it's the fact that like, I'm just like, and I know like, oh, you're just being sensitive, Yasmin, but like, I am sensitive about it because it's like, I have to literally prove that I'm gay enough to be in this space for you. Like, I would never do that to you because I'd be called homophobic, sweetheart. So what do you think the alternative is? It's just, it's really frustrating. And it's really isolating because it's like, damn, I really want to be a part of this community because I am part of this community, but also I feel so shunned. Like a lot of lesbians won't date bisexual women, which is like really interesting. I've heard that with my friends. Like I'm like, that is so crazy to me because it's like, girl, how do you not see that that's homophobic? How do you not literally see that's homophobic? But that was that. But overall, I will say it was really beautiful to see like so many different types of people come together, and like there are like I think this was like the most beautiful Pride I've ever seen. Like like New York Pride, like people were there and people were happy, and like I think for like even just a second people forgot that the world was ending. Even like just for a second, I felt joy, which was really beautiful. And like I've been making more queer friends, which is like really exciting too. And like, yeah, I'm really happy about that. And like, you know, making bonds with people and like creating connections. And that's something I've never thought I'd be able to do. I went to this live podcast recording called The Art of Letting Go with my friend, and the host is a queer Black man, and we were talking and he was asking questions. It was more of a dialogue and a conversation rather than a full podcast, solo podcast like what I'm doing right now. And he asked the group of people, and everyone there was people of color. And he asked, like, what is, like, I forgot what the question was, but basically the answer, this man said, like, my queerness isn't everything. Like, my ethnicity or my race isn't everything. What I lead with is my soul. My soul is everything. And then everything else, my race, religion, ethnicity, sexuality, gender, in passions are just supporting pillars of my soul. And I just thought that was really beautiful. I don't even know if there's any like lesson to take from that other than like lead with your soul genuinely. Like, I think I always put so much pressure on like, I'm an Arab woman, I'm a bisexual woman, I'm a woman. I'm just Yasmin. And like, this is the whole thing about like gender being a construct, sexuality being like, everything is like basically built to put people in boxes rather than just looking at people for like their heart and their soul. So that was really beautiful. I feel like in the last 2 months, I've learned how to walk on my own 2 feet again. I feel like it's been such a range of emotion for so many different reasons. And community has been the biggest thing to help me up. When I say community, I don't mean like my Arab friends, my queer friends. I mean like a collective unit of people that I can go to at any time and that they will be there for me. They will support me. They will love me unconditionally. They won't judge me. And they'll listen to me. And for the first time in a long fucking time, I feel like I have that. And I've always had amazing friends, but like friends really stepped up. My family really stepped up. I have even stepped up, like for myself, because I'm a part of that community, because I'm inevitably a part of it. There's been nights where I couldn't sleep alone, so my friends slept over. There's been nights where I had to sleep on FaceTime with my parents the whole night. There are nights where my friends, it's always at night, Jesus. There's been times where my friends had to just sit with me as I sit in the bath. I had a lot of showers sitting down. And that's still happening. Like, that's still like an ever-going thing because I'm figuring out myself. But the biggest thing I learned was how crucial community is and to always trust your gut. I think in life, we always say, follow your heart, but I think your heart lies to you a lot. Follow your head, be pragmatic, but I also think your brain lies to you. Your brain tells you what is most comfortable. Your brain tells you what will keep you alive. It's not always the right thing, but your gut will never lie to you. Your gut is an instinct that you need to follow. It's the animalistic side of you that you need to just trust. I don't know what the answer would be to trust your gut for one reason or another, but to always trust it. So I stopped listening to my head and I stopped listening to my heart and I started listening to my gut. And that is the biggest thing that I have learned, I think, this year. And I'm really proud of myself for that. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of other people too. So in May, I went to LA for my brother's graduation to my alma mater of Chapman University, White University. It is in Orange County. It is great. It's a red area. So I was like, Jesus Christ. And my brother like isn't a frat. And the thing is, we had a lot of parties where we had to go to different frat houses. My brother was in a frat where I knew a lot of the guys, where I had entanglements with some of the guys at this frat. And the thing is, in frats, they pass houses down. Right. And in sororities, they do the same thing. But the thing is, when my dad was with me, and we went to this frat house that my brother was in, and my dad had to use a restroom. And the restroom that he was going into is a restroom that I'm pretty sure I had sexual intercourse in years ago. And it was very weird. It was very uncomfortable for a little old Yasmin, because I that was worst case scenario for me. So that was that. So LA was a bit weird for me in that case, but that's not even what I wanted to tell you in the fucking story. It made me want to throw up. I did leave there after and go back to the hotel in Anaheim, but I basically had a stand-up show. I had a stand-up show there at my friend Emily's Air Conditioned Comedy in LA. Shout out them. Great show. And I had a lot of jokes about being a bisexual Arab. I had a lot of jokes about like why I'm really good at giving head is because it's innately in our language in Arabic to use tongue, to use the back of our throat, be guttural. And I posted that clip on my social media. I posted the clip of me talking about giving head on Instagram. And I was like, I'm going to get like a couple thousand views. Cool. I got over 120,000 views. Great. Amazing for me. I went viral, kind of. Like, you know what? Like, I love a good clout moment. But the amount of people I pissed off kind of turned me on. Sorry. Like, it was kind of like, oh, you're thinking about me. You had one group of people being like, you can't be queer and Arab. They'll throw you off a balcony. And then you actually had Arabs being like, we'll throw you off a fucking balcony. And I'm like, oh, so this is a problem with the Middle East. They're fighting at each other. They're hating me. But what if I solve the problem in the Middle East if I collectively get everyone to hate me? I will take one for the team. I'm happy to do it. But it was just interesting how I had so many people telling me to like kill myself, to that I'm fat, that I should get a nose job. Already did. Go fuck yourself. And you know what? I went down this rabbit hole of hate, of cyberbullying. Do you remember when Melania Trump like made her whole like first lady like philanthropy about cyberbullying? And before I was like, oh, that doesn't even exist. And now that I'm actually getting like cyberbullied, I'm like, wait a damn minute, Melania was maybe onto something here. That's the last time you'll ever hear me say that sentence. And so I just kind of like felt like everyone hates me. Everyone hates me. Like, why is that kind of main character? That is giving Brat Summer. If there's one thing that's giving Brat Summer is having people, like a group of people, hate you for no fucking reason other than the fact that they're insecure, have no confidence, and probably don't sleep at night and haven't gotten fucked in a really long time. But it was just really interesting to me because I had people like actually message me being like, are you okay? Like, how do you feel? Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I can first of all only imagine celebrities who like, because I'm not a fucking celebrity. I'm no one. I am actual shit. But the hottest shit you'll ever see. But I was like, actually, it doesn't bother me. Which was really interesting because I actually thought I would be hurt and like not be able to sleep and like really insecure about everything that they're saying. I had people say like stay in the kitchen, comedy and women, like really misogynistic, really racist, really like homophobic shit too. But the thing is, none of that hurt me. What really hurt me was I had an Arab man call me a self-hating Arab, telling me that they don't claim me and I should never step foot in Lebanon ever again. And if they do, they'll hurt me. The hurting part didn't offend me because I'm like, you're not going to do jack shit. When you see me, you'll probably get on 2 knees and beg for my forgiveness. But it was the self-hating Arab part that actually pissed me off. So much in my life, what I do is for my culture. Everything what I do, like I was talking to my therapist about this today, but like, you know, I always used to be like, what celebrity do I look like? What celebrity do I look like? I used to like ask that on my Instagram and like ask my friends that. And I never saw a person that looked like me. But that's because Arabs were not portrayed in media well. We're portrayed as the terrorist, as the maid, as the whore. And all I ever want to do is be the representation I want to see in the world. That's why I act. That's why I do comedy. Because I enjoy it and I want to be the change I want to see. Period, point blank. I want young Arab girls, boys, people to look up to me and be like, I feel seen. Wait, she's telling a story that I relate to. It feels really interesting to have so many people hate you for no reason. Drake, we're not going to talk about the Drake and Kendrick thing, by the way. What we're not going to do is talk about that because, like, we don't like Kendrick. But, like, Drake did say, Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers. That's what he did say. And that's what people do. I actually wonder, people who cyberbully and like actually hide behind a screen, do you feel sorry for what you're saying? Or are you just some incel? And there was a study that showed they did a massive experiment on a bunch of incel men, specifically like different kinds of guys all throughout America. And they monitored to see if there's any like guilt or shame after sending hateful messages behind a user that's actually not themselves. And they didn't feel bad at all. And that's really shitty because I used to think there's more good in this world than there is bad. But then you see shit like this and you have people telling you to kill yourself and you're like, wait, maybe the world actually isn't as good as I think it is. So that was like really sad to see. And especially because when you see like every bad thing that people say about me, I've already thought of. I've already told myself everything. I've already put myself down so much. And just seeing it from other people, it didn't hurt, but it was more of like, I actually can't believe people feel like it's okay to do this. That was a really big shocker for me through it all. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you. And I think it just goes to show like how insecurity is really just the root of all of this. I had someone say to me the other day, I talked to my therapist about you. And it was about a comment I made that actually wasn't rude. That actually was a compliment. And I was just thinking about it and I was like apologizing, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I did not mean for anything disrespectful to come about that. I would never ever disrespect someone, especially for like complimenting them, like thinking I was actually complimenting them. And I was like, actually, I think out of all of this, it says more about you than it does about me. I think you going to your therapist and saying, like, Yasmin said this, and, like, it made me feel so, like, listen, you're entitled to feel however way that you want to feel. No matter what, even if I'm, like, telling you you're pretty and you actually think it's mean, like, that's between you and your therapist and you and God. But I was like, you were, like, that says more about you than it does about me. So there was that. And, like, I just feel like I've been, like, learning so much about not tolerating bullshit. When I say not tolerating bullshit, I mean like about the cyberbullying, but also like about people who are not serving me in my life anymore and in aspects of my life that's not serving me. I feel like I'm 25 years old and also not my manager telling me to take off my age and my actor's access. That was really bad for my mental health. I was like, but I could still play like a 12-year-old girl. Like I really could. Like ask me hard enough and I'll do it. I'll do anything if you ask me hard enough. And like, that was not good for me. But tolerating shit, I'm just not tolerating things from people anymore. I'm not tolerating things from even like family or friends or like expectations. Like I feel like recently I've been advocating for myself more and I feel really proud of myself for that. So that's a little something. I feel like there's so much to be said, but that will come in the next couple episodes. I'm excited to do this weekly again. I'm making this a priority. I think I was putting like my mental health on. When you put your mental health in priority, that's crazy. But like as a priority, but like I really do think like my life is changing really drastically, and I know that it's ever changing, and I know that like life is gonna pick you up and put you back down and throw you around, and I kind of feel like I'm just letting go and like letting. Everyone's like, let go, let God. I will never say that. But, like, I really feel like whatever is meant to be is going to be. And I don't know. I've been enjoying hanging out with this one person. And she is kind of incredible. And she has a bunch of flaws. And she sees me for all of me. And she knows my insecurities more than anyone ever has. And her name is I'm going to hard launch Yasmin. That was so cringe. That was so Ariana Grande being like, thank you. Next, I've been spending some time, blah, blah. Like that was so cringe. But like, actually, I feel like I've been dating myself and like really getting to know me and knowing how I deal with anxiety and deal with fear and deal with advocating for myself. I feel like for the first time in a very long time that I feel okay. And like, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months. All I know is I'm going home to Palo Alto. Let's cut that. I want people to know where I'm from. I'm going home for the month of August. I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to be with my friends. This week is the 4th of July. And I'm like, also, yeah, I'm not fucking celebrating this country. I'm just finding this as a paid day off to live, laugh, and love with the people I love. And that's about it. But I feel really excited. I know this is a short episode, but I kind of feel like this is like getting back into main character with Yasmin. So I don't know. I'm excited for what's to come. I feel like a lot of good things are coming. And if there's not, then I'm a fucking liar. But I'm just excited for you guys to be on this journey with me. And like, if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. If you're not new here, welcome fucking home, honey. I missed you. And I'm really happy to be doing this again because this is an outlet for me. And this is, I was walking down the street, and this was a couple months ago, and a random person, an Arab girl, actually stopped the street because I complimented her hijab. I was like, it's really cute. And she was just walking, and then she like turned back and she goes, sorry, this is so random, but like, are you Yasmin? And I was like, girl, no fucking way. Like, not a like, I once again, I'm not shit. And I was like, yeah, I am. She goes, I really look up to you. I follow your podcast, and it's something that I really feel seen with. And I was like on the phone with my best friend, Lily, and I was like, like, what just happened? And I was like, oh my God, like, I actually should be doing this. I actually deserve this. I'm actually helping people, and that's like the reason why I do this. So that's really exciting. And I don't know. I'm giving you extra love if that's something that you need right now. I'm giving you a big hug, a big kiss, to everyone. And main character's fucking back, baby. She's not going anywhere. She is here. Yasmin is here. Yasmin loves you. And let's get this fucking party started again. I'll see you guys next week. I miss saying that. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share Main Character with Yasmin wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is produced by Yasmin Hamadi herself and Paige Liskowitz. Theme song is by Max Shepherdson, and we'll see you next week. Bye.